Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hacker Age Raven. I'm here with my recommend review of Boruto Naruto Next Generation's anime episode number 219, which is titled Return. And even though I highly enjoyed the more action-heavy episodes that we got the past couple of weeks, I have to say that I really enjoyed the slower pace of this particular episode because it ended up giving us some very interesting character development moments, and I am a fan of character development moments if they are done well, which they were in episode number 219, which I'll get to in a bit. And again, the anime continues to tell the story far better than the manga, which is kind of disappointing if you think about it because the manga is supposed to be the source material, but it is what it is. Anyway, the episode opens up with after defeating Ishiki, Boruto is trying to reactivate the teleportation jutsu through his karma mark so that they can go back home because Sasuke is like, I can't use the Rinnegan right now. And considering what Sakura told him later on in this episode, while she was going over the medical tests with Katasuke, it could be possible that Sasuke has lost the Rinnegan permanently. But yeah, let's see what happens. So Boruto is trying, and this is where Kawaki is like, Boruto, you need to chill, you need to relax, you need to really access the power from the karma mark in order to activate the teleportation jutsu. And Boruto is like, I'm trying, Kawaki, I'm trying. And Kawaki is like, you aren't trying, you're actually afraid of using the karma mark because you're actually afraid that Momoshiki might come back out, which is very understandable, especially after what just happened. Like, Boruto ended up even harming Sasuke, and he doesn't like that. And this is where both of them start yelling because Kawaki is like, I couldn't do anything about my karma mark until you guys got involved. And I guess it's going to be the same for you, Boruto. You just have to live with it until we figure out how to help get rid of the karma mark from your body. And they start yelling, and Bruto's like, I'm not afraid, I'm trying, and all of that stuff. And as they're yelling, Bruto is able to tap into the karma mark, and he is able to activate a teleportation jutsu. So I guess the yelling that occurred between Boruto and Kawaki, it kind of was similar to the resonance these two felt earlier when Kawaki also had the karma mark. So Sasuke is like, I'm not really sure how long this teleportation jutsu will continue to stay activated. So he grabs Naruto by the arm, and both of them run through the teleportation jutsu, and they're back at the village. While that's happening, of course, Shikamaru, Katasuke, Sumire, and Amado are still in the hidden bunker, hidden hideout by the Ambu, and they're of course worried about what's happening because they have no way of telling whether or not Naruto and Sasuke and the rest were able to defeat Ishiki. They aren't sure if Ishiki was able to revive himself through Kawaki, and that all of them are basically going to die. So as these two are talking, this is where Shikamaru gets reports from Ino's team. I think it's Ino's team, right? Yeah, he gets reports from Ino's team about how Naruto and the rest are back, and he's like, you know what, we are headed that way ourselves, and ask the medical corps to get there as too. So we see Sasuke, Naruto, Katasuke, and Boruto sitting on top of the Hokage's office roof, and they're happy to be back. And yeah, this is where Boruto and Kawaki end up sharing a very good moment, in my opinion. It also occurred in the manga where Boruto is like, Kawaki, I'm not really sure how to explain this, but it feels like when I'm with you, anything is possible, that I can do anything as long as I'm with you, brother. And I actually like the fact that Boruto continues to call Kawaki his brother, because otherwise, if Mitsuki saw how Boruto and Kawaki were interacting and that their relationship wasn't obviously that of two brothers, Mitsuki would have had a heart attack. So before these two can continue talking, a whole lot of people arrive. We have Shikamaru, Sumire, Mitsuki, Salad, and Katasuke. Now, this moment didn't occur in the manga, and as I said before, the anime is doing a very good job of telling the story far better than the manga could. And yeah, everyone is happy that Boruto and the rest are back, and this is where Boruto actually apologizes to Salad because Salad is like, Papa, Sasuke, what happened to your eye? And Boruto apologizes to Salad about how it's his fault. He's the one who attacked Sasuke like that. And if he hadn't been there, then Sasuke wouldn't have had his eye damaged and all of that stuff. And I really like this moment, because it showed that even though Salad is worried about her dad, she is mature enough as a ninja to realize that these things happen when you're out on missions, and that's why she really can't blame Boruto for what he did. And it's not like Boruto did it deliberately. Momoshiki took over his body, and that's how Sasuke got attacked in the first place. So yeah, Salad is like, Boruto, you don't have to apologize, and also when you're out on missions, these things happen, and I highly doubt that it was actually your fault that my dad got injured. And she's like, Sakura and I, my mom and I, we were ready for any outcome basically when you guys went on a mission. And Sasuke also chimes in, and Sasuke is like, Boruto, it wasn't your fault. If you hadn't been there, I would have been dead. Which basically, like, it's the truth. If Boruto hadn't been there, then they would have basically all died. Because everyone, like Boruto, Naruto, Sasuke, and even Kawaki, everyone played a role in taking Ishiki down. And yeah, Sasuke is like, you know what, Salad, let's head back to Sakura. So while that's happening, Shikamaru's like, Naruto, I understand what you guys just went through. And I'm like, Shikamaru, do you really understand? Do you? Because you weren't there. You don't know that Naruto just lost Kurama. But yeah, Shikamaru was like, I understand what you went through during the battle. So, however, I need a full detailed report about what happened. And we also have to continue talking to Amado. So they're back in the interrogation room. Sai is there. And this is where they start questioning Amado about the status of the Kara organization, whether or not the Kara organization got disbanded, and how much more threats they have to be wary of. And Amado is like, you know what, you guys don't have to worry about too much, because I shut off Delta and her empty bodies are still empty, and I highly doubt anyone can get to them. And he's also like, Kashin Koji probably didn't survive either after his fight with Ishiki. And I'm like, Amado, we all know that he survived, and I think that Amado kind of knows too. He kind of has an inkling that Kashin Koji might have survived. And he's like, you know what, the Kara organization got disbanded, however there is one particular person you have to stay alert for, and that's Code. He's the only one left, and we have to handle that. And Shikamaru was like, okay, so you're telling me that if we get to Code, then the entire nightmare is over. And Amado is like, it's not going to be that easy. And this is where we get an entire speech from Amado about Code, and how Amado ended up creating a whole bunch of cyborgs that were way more powerful than Jigen in their power levels. However, all of those cyborgs were disposed of except for Code. And why is that? Because apparently Code has this religious devotion to the Otsutsuki, and because of his religious devotion and his loyalty, he was spared from being eliminated. And Amado is like, you know what, Code is also an abnormality of some kind, because even though Kawaki was the perfect vessel for Ishiki, Code was also kind of a vessel, but he wasn't a perfect vessel. And this is where, of course, Naruto and Shikamaru and Sai are worried about whether or not Ishiki will be resurrected through Code. And Amado's like, you don't have to worry about none of that, because due to Code not being perfect, Ishiki won't be able to resurrect using Code as a vessel, even though, however, having said that, Code does have Otsutsuki DNA in him, and considering that he is a very powerful cyborg that Amado created, Code also has had these limiters placed on him. And Naruto's like, why? And Amado's like, because of his devotion to Jigen and the Otsutsuki. Because Code is more powerful than Jigen, Code didn't want Jigen's leadership to be questioned. So Code was like, you know what, Amado, put limiters on me. And Amado's like, you also don't have to worry about anything, because Code can't lift those limiters by himself. But yeah, they have to do something about Code. And Naruto's like, okay, so if Code is out there, you mean that he's going to come after us, right, for revenge? And Amato's like, yep, you, Boruto, Kawaki, Sasuke, and even me. So yeah, they still have a threat out there with Code. And then we cut to Code. He's still guarding the Ten Tails, and he wakes up and he's like, he actually, yeah, he and Kawaki have a history. He's jealous of Kawaki for being the perfect vessel, and as he's thinking about Kawaki and how boring looking after the Ten Tails is as a job, this is where his imperfect karma mark starts acting up, and we get to see Ishiki's soul. appear in front of Code, and of course Code is very happy that Ishiki appeared in front of him. But yeah, Ishiki is like, my soul is going to be destroyed in a few minutes, and Code is like, wait, so that means you weren't able to resurrect yourself? And Ishiki is like, yeah, that's exactly what happened, but don't worry, Code, my most loyal subject, my most devoted subject. When I die through the karma mark, you will still be able to carry on the Otsutsuki will. And after saying that, after passing the Otsutsuki will to Code, this is where Ishiki's soul extinguishes. He disperses. So of course, Code is going to come after Naruto and the rest for revenge. It's obvious. So moving on, we see Kawaki and Boruto sitting in the medical hospital. They're sitting on a chair, and Boruto's like, "Okay, so this felt like a very, very long day. I'm just hungry. I want to go home and eat some of my mom's cooking." And Kawaki is like, "You know what, Boruto? You deserve to enjoy this moment on your own with your family. So I'll just stay here." And Boruto's like, "You're crazy, Kawaki. You're my brother too. It's our home." So yeah, these two continue to bond with each other. And this is another scene that I appreciated. So Sakura and Katasuke are going over Naruto's and Sasuke's medical test results. And again, this scene didn't occur in the manga. And I actually like Sakura being part of the medical results discussion, because I mean, she is the head medical ninja at Konoha. She is a potential Kage candidate, and she is very smart. She's basically a genius when it comes to medical stuff. And I really liked her being part of the discussion with Katasuke. And yeah, I also like the fact that she has ties with the scientific ninja research department. So yeah, more scenes with Sakura being involved, because of the type of ninja that she is. She needs to be in the know-how when it comes to what's happening with the Otsutsuki and and what Naruto is doing to protect the village. So yeah, everyone is sitting down. They're talking about Naruto's medical results before, and Naruto's like, you know what, Sakura-chan, don't sugarcoat it. Let me know what happened to me. And yeah, Sakura's like, so because of the fact that you lost Kurama, you won't have you won't have superhuman chakra reserves anymore. And Naruto's like, yeah, I figured that much. And this is where Sakura is like, you also won't be able to use all of those crazy jutsus that you were able to use before. And Naruto's like, you know what, that's kind of okay too, because it kind of felt like cheating, the fact that I was able to do a whole lot of that before. So you can tell that Naruto is trying to accept what just happened to him. And of course he's sad, because he's like, the price to pay, it was way too high, that I lost Kurama, and I actually was ready to die with Kurama, and now that Kurama is gone, it's as if I have a hole inside my body, this empty space inside of me. And Sasuke is like, Naruto, don't be too mopey. And yeah, Naruto's like, yeah, I understand that, because if Kurama was here, he would have been like, you know what, you're the Hokage, stop moping around and just live your life and all of that stuff. And after going through Naruto's test results, they also come to Sasuke, and it turns out that Sasuke has been nerfed too. Because of his Rinnegan getting damaged. So I guess due to this scene, I guess it's confirmed that Sasuke won't be able to use the Rinnegan anymore. I'm not really sure. I'm still not sure about it. Maybe they're trying to heal the Rinnegan somehow, because the cells of the Rinnegan are still there, right, in his eye socket. So can't Sakura use her regenerative medical jutsu to regenerate the eye somehow, or create a new eye? Because people are able to create new eyes, right? Especially in the Boruto franchise, considering all of the medical tech they have. Why not just throw Sasuke into a little Katsuyu and have her regenerate Sasuke's eye back with the Rinnegan? But yeah, it is what it is. And Sasuke is like, you know what, I'm okay with it. A ninja is able to act with the hand that they're dealt, so I'll be okay. So this is where they're like, you know what, we also have to tell the kids about their test results, and it ends up being Sakura who tells Boruto and Kawaki about how 80% of their body has transformed into the Otsutsuki. And again, I really appreciated Sakura having a role in this episode. So we get a scene where Kawaki and Naruto are basically talking about their new realities while sitting at the roof of the medical hospital. And Kawaki is like, you know what, Naruto, I kind of understand what you're going through, but it's also different from what I went through because I got the karma mark as a very young kid. I also had my entire body modified, so these are changes that I have been living with through basically my entire life right now. But it's very different for you, Naruto, because it was just forced upon you, and it's all of it is very new to you. But don't worry, I'll help you get rid of the karma mark the same way that you helped me get rid of mine. And Naruto's like, okay, so you have a very strong sense of code, huh? A sense of honor. And Kwaki's like, yeah, it would just feel weird that I'm not able to repay a favor. And yeah, this is where Kwaki is like, okay, so I'm headed out. You need to go home, and it just he basically tells Boruto to not worry too much because Kwaki is here to help him. So as Boruto is making his way out of the medical hospital, he sees Katasuke hiding from someone, and it turns out that there's a whole bunch of reporters, and they're trying to get to the bottom of what happened during the battle with Ishiki, and they're like, Boruto, can you answer some of our questions? Did the Hokage, it was the Hokage who defeated Ishiki, right? It was the Hokage's power that was able to defeat Ishiki and save the village, and they basically are ignoring Boruto, which makes sense because they weren't there. And this is where Katasuke is like, I can't handle you guys ignoring Boruto. And this is where Katasuke ends up telling the reporters that it was actually Boruto played a very big role in taking down Ishiki. And the reporters are like, is that true? Is that true? We have questions for you. So this is what leads to Boruto basically giving interviews on TV, and yeah, his peers are watching him giving these interviews, and they have their own opinions about how about why Boruto is doing this. And Shikamaru is like, does he really need to do this? Wasn't he supposed to be laying low? And Inojin is like, you know what? The fact that seeing Boruto give these interviews are putting a sense of calm in the Konoha villagers. It's a good thing. Salad is kind of weirded out about it, and Sumire is just worried about Boruto because according to Sumire is like, you know what, I feel that Boruto is pushing himself right now, which kind of makes sense because he just came back from a battle with Ishiki and having his life changed because his 80% of his body is Otsutsuki now. And Chocho ends up teasing Sumire about how she's way into Boruto right now. She's very caring towards him, and Salad notices that as well. And of course, Sumire, she ends up being awkward. She's like, it's not like that. She's basically embarrassed, and I'm like, I know that a whole lot of people, there are a bunch of people who ship Boruto and Salad, but as far as I can tell, I think that the main narrative is going towards Sumire and Boruto. But let's see what happens. Maybe by the end of the entire franchise, we'll get to see Boruto riding off into the sunset with Mitsuki. Who knows? But yeah, Sumire is embarrassed, and Mitsuki walks in. Mitsuki is like, Salad, I just had a talk with Shikamaru. It's very important. And you can see Sumire being embarrassed and hiding her face in her hands back there. Also, when it comes to how her hand's drawn, I have a feeling that her hand was drawn wrong, right? Yeah, the thumb isn't supposed to be here. Or is it? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, at first when I was watching this episode, I was like, wait. Is the hand drawn weirdly? But no, it's okay. It's correct. I'm babbling now. So anyway, Salad and Mitsuki, they go and talk to Boruto because it turns out that Shikamaru ended up disbanding Team 7 until they figure out how to handle Boruto's karma mark. And yeah, of course Salad is a bit annoyed, but what can Boruto do? So Boruto ends up apologizing to both his teammates, and he's like, you know what, you're in this predicament because of me, so I apologize for that. And yeah, Salad and Mitsuki, they can't be really angry at Boruto because it's not something that he's deliberately doing. And Salad is like, you know what, Boruto, it is what it is. All of this is happening. You have this karma mark situation you have to handle, and Mitsuki is like, we will always be Team 7, right? And Boruto's like, yeah, we will. But before these two can talk more about the karma mark, Boruto's like, you know what, I'm headed home. And yeah, you can tell that Boruto is he has a lot on his mind. And I appreciated the fact that Mitsuki and Salad understood that Boruto needs his time. He'll talk to them about the karma mark and his feelings when he feels comfortable. So yeah, Boruto just walks away. And we then get a scene where Sumire is going over reports with Katasuke, and Katasuke is like, you know what, I do feel bad about telling the reporters about what Boruto did, but I can't continue to self pity because I have to focus on finding a way to help Boruto get rid of the karma mark. And this is where also Sumire is like, I just have a feeling that Bruto is pushing himself. And Katsuki is like, don't worry about it, Sumire. Bruto will be all okay. And the scene basically ends with Sumire asking herself about why she's so worried about Boruto. And again, Boruto and Sumire might be endgame. Who knows? Who knows? And the episode ends with Boruto on top of the Thunder Train, and he's just looking at the karma mark, and again his new reality. And again, as I said, he has a whole lot of stuff on his mind, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. We are going to get the tune-in exams, and yeah, I guess in the next episode, according to the preview, Naruto is going to have to talk with the rest of the Kages from the other nations about how to handle the Boruto situation. I will be doing a written review of this for the Geekieri. The link to the review will be down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Again, as I said, it was slow paced, but I really enjoyed it. The characters needed such an episode in order to go through further character development. And yeah, until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.